It's starting. So, hello everybody. Let us know that you're here. Tell us hi in the chat room. And with us tonight, we have Halemeister.
Hello.
We have Jamie, Stardustzzz.
Hey, everybody.
Geocaching Kaity. She's so
Hi.
excited. And we have Gary with us tonight. And he's making sure,
Hello.
he's our technical guy, so he's making sure everything runs right.
That's right.
All
Well,
right.
I am part of the GCNW. I mean,
Yes, you are.
technically,
Yes,
but it's mostly about the vloggers tonight. That's what it's about tonight.
all right. So I don't know if anybody's watching the chat
The
room.
Geo Peaches.
That's a good one.
It's catching on.
All right. So we're going to start out. I'm going to ask each of our special guests here tonight their highs and lows of Geowoodstock. Just a brief 2-minute high and low. And let's start with Kaity.
Oh no, can I go last?
Oh, fine. We'll start with Jamie then.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want everybody to do their high first? Do you want me to do both my high and my low?
Your high and your low.
Hi. I feel like my high is going to be very similar to everybody else, but honestly, it was the people. I really enjoyed finally getting to meet a lot of people that I also see on YouTube and the people that comment on my videos, and I talk to through Twitter and Instagram and whatever. It was really cool to actually meet a lot of people in person. That was the highlight. And my low was I just didn't have enough time to do all that because I just wanted more time. I needed more time. It all ended too quickly. Before I knew it, Geowoodstock was like over, and I feel like I didn't get to do half the things I wanted to do or say hey to a lot of people I wanted to say hey to. So that's my high and low.
All right. Halemeister. High and low.
Oh, my high was just like Jamie said. It's probably going to be a lot like everybody else's. So meeting all sorts of people. And actually, I was kind of surprised several times. People who I didn't know came up to me and recognized me, said they liked my videos, et cetera, et cetera. So if any of those people are watching, thank you. It's nice to meet everybody and, put some faces to names and et cetera, et cetera. For the low, I guess I would say, I don't know, the ending of it all. There was rain and it had been such a great day, and then all great things have to come to an end. So it's kind of like, it came to an end, just like everything, and it is what it is. And I don't know. I guess that was kind of a sad part to see it all end.
All right, Gary. High and low.
Wow. There's so many highs to the whole thing. One was actually hanging out with you guys. That was really incredible. Being asked to be a part of the geocaching network by Joshua, and because at first I kept telling him, it's like, I'm not, I'm a podcaster. I'm not, I shouldn't be part of this. He goes, no, you do weekly content. We want you as part of this. And so it really touched me that you guys all were, willing to have me be part of the group. And so that means a lot to me. I'm a big fan of all you. I'm a big fan of all y'all. So, but there's so many. It's so much fun to go through and watch all the various videos. So I guess it was the summit, all the videos that have come about. I'm still trying to catch up with all of them. The low, I think, was the fact that I think something that Jamie mentions. It goes so quick, and you just don't have enough time. I mean, I really didn't get to hang out with a lot of people because it's over so fast. And so I tried to give people time who came up and said hi and said they watched the show or whatever. So I know you guys did the same thing. You're trying to, see the people that watch your videos. And by the time and then all of a sudden it's over. And you're like, it's over? Wait, it can't be over yet.
Yeah. You ready, Kaity?
Yeah, I'm ready now. Okay, so it was a whirlwind for sure. And definitely I think the high was the people, but also the oh my gosh, the hedgehog. The hedgehog,
Yes.
the trackable hedgehog, I still can't get over that. And all the dogs that were trackable, that was like one of my favorite things there. And then a low, I guess, was I kept seeing all these pictures of people. Like, I was in the Facebook group from Geowoodstock, and I would see these pictures of geocaches, and I'd be like, wait, that was there, and I didn't even get it. So I guess not being able to do everything was you never can, but yeah.
You actually rode some rides though. I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
there's a slide. There's a slide. There's a slide here. Where's the
Yes.
slide? I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably spent most of my time riding rides, honestly. I got so distracted by it.
All right. I guess mine is like everybody else's. The summit itself, that 2 hours we spent in the park, that was by far the biggest highlight for me. And then the hour and a half we stood in the parking lot after the chili, that we just stood around talking and getting to know each other, and that was another big highlight. I guess being at the first Giga in the US was pretty cool to be able to add that into your icons or whatever. But really that wasn't even the highlight. It was that whole, I think Friday was my best day there. For my low would probably be kind of like Katie and Jamie was like, oh, there's stuff I didn't get to do. There's geocaches around the perimeter of the park. I never even, the only time I was by the perimeter of the park was when I was driving out or in. So it was, I look back, it's like, oh, I could have went and got a few virtuals. I could have went, there's just what we do, I didn't do because I was too busy talking to people and getting to know you guys. And I didn't even go into the main part of the park to see the rides or anything. It didn't even occur to me to walk through the
We
gate.
didn't even see that great view when we were finding the oldest cache. Like, what? How
I
did we
didn't see it either.
I know. I'm watching everybody's videos and I'm like, wait, what? We were there. How did none of us walk like a couple more feet down the path?
Yeah.
And
All right. So we do have a list of questions that we've kind of come up with for each other. And anybody in the chat room, if you got a question you want to ask any of us, be sure to stick that question in there. I have a hard time concentrating on two things at once. So
I wonder if
there's
they
a question
should
for you.
tag the geocaching network. Maybe it'll be easier for us to see. So
Yeah,
they'll
that
highlight it.
probably would be best. So if anybody sees a question for me, let me know. Not that I expect to get one, but
I think if you have the geocaching network chat, I think you'll be the one that sees it, unless somebody tags one of us also.
actually I do not. I have somebody else's chat up. So let's see. Yeah, nobody's got I don't think anybody's got the GCNW chat up. I don't even have my chat. Isn't even up.
I have the GCN. Oh yeah, I have the GCNW chat up.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about? Watching people? Yeah.
Yeah, but we won't be able to see if anybody tags that YouTube profile.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Joe already asked.
Joe. Well, Joe, my
Yes,
wife sells Mary Kay, so I do do my own, and she's given me skincare lessons. This nice smooth skin. So. All right. So the next question that I've got for all three of you is, what has been your highlight, if you can think of one, your highlight of vlogging? Anybody wants to start?
All time?
I can.
Yeah.
I can go. I guess if nobody else.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Well, see, here's the thing with when I originally started making these videos is I made them because my dad showed me what geocaching was, and then I made the videos so he could see what the geocaches were like around here. And it turned from me just having the videos for him to like all these other people watching. And now my dad really doesn't watch at all. I have to like remind him, Dad, I put out a new video. So Yeah, so now it's basically the highlight of vlogging is just all the people that share the same hobby and really, really like it and interacting. Like just even my recent video where I just was like, I just want to hear what you guys say about the hidden creatures. I'm getting so many comments on that. I really thought nobody's even going to care about that video whatsoever. But it's that. Those are the things I love. It's just people talking about the same things that we all enjoy. So that's been like the highlight so far, is just making the new internet friends that hope to meet in person someday.
You're up, Jason.
Sorry, I just spaced out there for a second. I guess a highlight for vlogging would be just going places that I normally wouldn't go. It's a creative outlet for me. I've mentioned before in other videos that I've done that I enjoy photography, and I've made videos before of my kids growing up and different trips we've taken as families and things like that. This has just kind of taken my video creation to a whole new level, really, and then some, especially now that I'm doing it once a week, maybe even twice a week. The creation process and learning things about editing and learning to go up to somebody and ask them for an interview like I did at Geowoodstock, it's really opened up my social doors, so to speak. And just being more social really is kind of one of the highlights for me for vlogging.
Is it my turn?
Yep, you're up.
Okay. I think one of the highlights, or I don't know, what was the question? Your favorite thing, highlights of vlogging?
What has been the highlight of vlogging? What have you enjoyed the most about it?
Gotcha. So I think it's caused me to slow down a little bit and appreciate everything around. Hoping to share that with everyone else is really I love that part of vlogging, I think. Yeah.
Go ahead, Gary.
Okay.
I mean, you're podcasting, but you do vlog. I mean,
I have vlogged some.
And you've been doing some Periscope, so.
Yep. On the vlogging side, if you go back and really go hunt, you can find a few of my vlogs. But I think for me, one of them was doing a vlog from Susan and I going to this earth cache. So it was so non-podcast because we're out in nature, and so I was able to capture the surroundings, and that's what I think many times you guys are so great at, capturing these moments, and then being able to do a vlog around where you're at, and it's just really cool that you can do that. Whereas a podcast, we're stuck kind of behind it. I'm behind this table, with a microphone, and I don't have really a lot behind me, to do that. But I have a couple observations, though, if I can take a moment and do this. One is, do y'all remember kids in school who, when the teacher would ask for an answer to a question, and somebody would raise their hand really quickly, and they had no idea what the question was yet? Okay, that's Jamie. Just want to let you know. She did that as a kid.
I was actually super shy as a kid. Like, you couldn't. Oh. The teacher made me sit in the front because when I answered a question, they were like,
seriously?
What? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I broke out of my shell at some point.
But you remember the kids that were like, okay, so I'm going to ask a question. They're like, Jamie, why is your hand up? And it'd be like, I want to talk. I just want to talk.
No, I used to be so shy, but yeah, it's funny.
So for me, the other big moment, if I can real quick mention about podcasting on the other side of things, is being able to be a part of some of the people. Like, I get to meet Chris Williamson, the director of Treasure. And so being able to, and I'm sure you all had this experience too, a little bit, where you had somebody, you've done some vlogs, and then you might have had somebody you met briefly, but to actually get to have them on your vlog with you, I think is really cool. And I've seen you guys have that, where you'll have a guest on, and watching like recently with Joshua and Katie, it's just fun watching the two of them together.
I guess I would have to say along that line, and I'm glad you brought that up, Gary, is when I get to cache with other vloggers, but also when I can go caching with a group of people. I did the video with Jason Halemeister.
Yep.
Went out with Johnny Cash, and that was a blast. And Jamie and I talked about that a little bit last night, how I got to spend the day with Ron. I got there when it was time for his lunch, and we just spent the rest of the day together. Ended up at an event, and it's always those kind of things where you're not around familiar people, but you become friends after a day of geocaching together. At least I think Jason and I are friends. I'm not sure.
I tend to like Bob Billy a little bit more than you sometimes.
That's because he likes bacon.
Be careful. You might see Bob Billy if you ask for that. He might just show up.
So we had a couple questions in the chat there. The one Geocache Noah asked, does doing a video become a chore?
I think it can be, if you try to force it too much, or maybe you just do it a little bit too often, perhaps. And you're kind of like, I want to put out a video a week for my viewers and things. And it's like, oh, geez, I don't have it yet. Or I've just been too busy with work or family life, and I just haven't had time to edit yet. And it does sometimes feel like a chore. That's a possibility.
There's definitely pressure on it, right? I mean, there's been lots of times where I've gone out, and I'm sure you guys have all, hopefully, maybe been in the same boat where you've gone and you went geocaching, and you filmed some stuff, and you're like, this is garbage. And it never sees the light of day. So, I mean, even some of the stuff that I do put up there, I'm like, I'm not too happy with this. Just think of the stuff that you don't see. Like, yeah. I don't know if it's so much a chore, but there is pressure to, like, try to make finding a cache sometimes interesting, especially if it's not, like, making that lamp skirt find interesting, because we've all seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say, as I look at my videos, and I'll be putting one together, and I think, why would somebody even want to watch this? Because all it is me walking through the woods, picking up a peanut butter jar, open it up, put it back, and walking away. It's like, how is that exciting? So it's like trying to find the interesting caches, whether it's a gadget cache or a clever container of some sort, or is it geocaching with another geocacher, or kayaking, whatever it is. It's like trying to find that one thing that makes your video more than just a walk through the woods and finding a peanut butter jar.
One thing, though, Neil, is I think as a viewer being on this side of it, one thing that happens, though, is your viewers start to connect with you. And so I know you kind of always evaluate whether you think your video, you guys are always looking at, is my video good? Is it not good? But for so many people that are audience like myself, it becomes very much about being able to see you do, and there's a relationship that a dynamic that is created. So even though you might not like a particular video, there's always aspects to it, I think, that your fans will always love. I mean, I used the example with talking to Joshua one day, which was, I'm not picking on you, Katie, so don't think of it bad, but Katie did a video where she showed up at this place so early in the morning that the sun hadn't come up yet. Remember that one? But it was fun to watch because you kind of filled that whole time with, talking about things around there, and you didn't you didn't cut it. You know, you just didn't chop all that out. And you know, Jamie does it sometimes where she'll kind of just talk about things like, and I'm thinking, I bet she's thinking she probably should have cut that part out, but really she shouldn't, because it's too much fun hearing her talk about it. So
Thinking out loud always. I should just, nobody wants to hear this. Cut this out. I agree though that, like, I will say with most people's videos that I'm subscribed to and I watch, I am pretty much subscribed to that person and their personality, because let's face it, there are sometimes some really interesting caches that show up in these videos, or really beautiful locations, but not all caches are like that. And it's hard, like when I go to film, I don't know about you guys how much you plan out in advance, but sometimes I have no idea what I'm going to run into when I get out there. So you're pretty much invested in that person and what they're going to be like while they're out there in that location. So I agree. I agree with you, Gary, that it is about the personality on that camera.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have to say, I'm subscribed to every channel that's in the geocaching network. I'm subscribed, so I get the notifications, and I get home from work, or before I go to work, I might have 15 minutes, and I'll spend 15 or 20 minutes just watching videos. But and I said this at the summit, I told you all, so this isn't a shock, I don't watch all the videos because some of them just aren't my cup of tea. Maybe they're too long. Maybe person's personality just doesn't ring my bell, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, I watch as many as I can. If I watched every video and watched them for the full length, I probably would never get to work, or I'd probably never get to bed. So there's a lot of videos out there. But you're right, Gary. It's sometimes you watch somebody and they're just kind of rambling on, and you're laughing because you're like, oh, I've felt that frustration, or I've felt that the joy of finding that hard cache, or you know, or like Jamie's videos of don't be that geocacher, you know that frustration. And
I need to make so many more of those.
But when I'm sitting there doing, and I'm taking video and I'm doing that, I'm thinking, this is stupid. Why am I even recording? I'm going to cut that all out. And it usually ends up being just a little blip at the beginning, which I got that from Katie. That little, oops, I had a little booger at the beginning of my little video. So
yeah,
I think my favorite one that I've done was when I got the motorcycle and I went to take off, and I stalled it. You know, like I stalled it. But you know, it's those kind of things that the outtakes and things that make it fun.
I see another question. I don't know if anybody, like, who wants to answer this, because I know some people do use this, but Jason Johnson asked, do you vloggers use your smartphone for making your videos? Does that suck up most of the storage if you do? I use a camera, but I know not everybody uses their camera.
I have a GoPro, which is, oh, you probably can't see it, sitting right here. This is my little outfit that I use for 95% of it. Occasionally I'll use my camera. If I run out of battery, I'll use my phone.
Yes, I use my phone. I use a Samsung Galaxy S7. I've used it for every video so far, although I have had thoughts of getting a dedicated vlogging camera, but I haven't invested in that yet. Or I don't know if I will, but that's been a thought.
The phones film so well anymore. I mean, you don't really have to necessarily invest in a camera anymore. But how is the storage though? Do you have problems, Jason? Because
no, I originally was, and I knew I'd be doing a lot of filming when I went to Geowoodstock, so I went and bought an SD card for it. I think it's 16 gigs, so I'm well covered in the storage area.
I know the few times that I've used my phone, I can take quite a lot of video, but what I've also done is, because I'm a Google user and I have the Google Drive, once I get done doing videos and I'm in a Wi-Fi spot, I'll go ahead and I'll upload those to the Google Drive, and then I can delete them off my phone and they're just sitting out on the cloud so I can retrieve them whenever I want.
Who was the person at the summit? They had their phone, but they had this contraption that they put their phone in, and whenever they move around,
like
it
a little gimbal.
I think that was Pathfinder, wasn't it?
might have been. Yeah, that was pretty slick. Yeah, he had a gimbal inside where you could put, which is you guys use some fancy stuff, where you put your phone in it, and then it you can move it around, and I guess can you wear it on your arm somehow too, or something? Oh, it was really
Man,
cool.
gimbals are sweet. I need one for my GoPro.
I was impressed.
If you want to talk about high-tech video stuff, you got to talk to Bodo Joe because he's got all the toys.
Oh,
He does
very
have
cool.
all the toys, yeah.
Yeah, Pathfinder 33 in the chat room. He says gimbal. Yeah.
So the other question I saw from, I think it was Schlacknar, he had a question was, why did you even start geocaching? We don't know.
The bigger question. Go ahead, Jamie. Or Katie, go ahead.
Are you sure? You go ahead.
Well, okay. The better question for me, I guess, is what did I used to do before I geocache? I don't even remember. But I actually I geocached because I actually came across it by accident. I was a Facebook friend with a guy from Minnesota who I'd never met, and he was talking about geocaching and stuff on Facebook, and I said, "What is this?" So I gave it a shot, and it gets me out of the house, and I like finding things. I guess it got me out to discover new areas, and it's really progressed into now vlogging, and here I am sitting on a live panel on YouTube Live and everything, talking to people like this. So it's progressed into this now, and this is why I geocache.
Okay, Katie, you're up.
Okay. So I think I actually made a video on this, but my dad was the one that introduced me to it because he got a GPS and needed to test it out, so he found geocaching through that. And, yeah, and the rest was history. But we went like 6 or 7 years, so I wouldn't say I've been geocaching since then, but because we didn't go like every year, but yeah, it like 2007. Yeah.
I started geocaching. It's kind of an odd introduction. We had a team building event at work, and this lady took us out. She had hidden some envelopes and said, "This is geocaching," and she had like gift cards in these envelopes and gave us coordinates. But then she told us about the geocaching.com, and her boyfriend also worked with me in a different department. And so I got back to the office, I signed up, and for a year, I never looked at those emails or anything. So I had signed up and I waited a complete year, and I went hunting with a friend of mine, and we came in from the woods in the morning, and he says, "Well, let's do some geocaching." I'm like, "You geocache?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "How long have you been doing that?" "Oh, about a year and a half." Like, I had no idea. I mean, I kind of knew about it a little bit, but he took me out, we found 3 caches, and I was hooked. And I had 500 finds in 3 months, first 3 months. So that's how I got started.
Wow.
You're up, Jamie.
I mean, I kind of already mentioned, but yeah, mine was my dad. I went back home for Christmas one year, and my dad had literally just found out about it. And it was funny, like when they were teaching me about it, they were kind of explaining to me, but the one piece of advice that I love, and I wish everybody would tell everybody this, is they said, yeah, when you're looking in there, they said there's swag, and they explained how swag works, and then they said, and then look really closely. If it has a code on it, don't touch it. Don't touch it until you know how to properly log those. And I was like, check, got it. And that's, to the honest truth, I never touched one, and I was like, what are these things? So I did my research, and I found out. And now, of course, I love trackables. But yeah, anyway, that's what happened. He showed me it when I went back home, and then
Jamie loved trackables.
Yeah, I never
It's a
heard
good
of them.
question.
But so yeah, so when he showed me, I looked at the app back in Georgia, and I was like, there's one like right next to my house. What? So I've just used it ever since because it's been a really good way for me to kind of learn this area because I'm not from Georgia. So I was very clueless on what's around here. So it's been very helpful. That's how I got originally started into it.
How about you, Gary?
I bought a GPSR because I thought it sounded like something cool, and I started like showing people like, look, you can see the road, and you can see, this is an old GPSR. This is back 2006, so I know I'm old. Anyway, and Susan said, you got to come up with a better reason why you bought this stupid thing other than showing somebody where a river is on the thing. It's like, so that's when I did some research on geocaching, and then that's what took off from there. So,
all right, we do have a question from Jason Johnston. Sorry, what specific software do you use to mix your video clips, music, graphics, all that stuff?
I use Windows Movie Maker. It just came with a computer. It's what I know. It's easy to use. It's free, but
it's
I
like
do think
tried and true, right, Jason?
Yep, right on. Yeah, I do
true.
think that I will probably upgrade at some point, but right now that's what I use.
Jason, what are you using for your thumbnails?
I just what do I use? It's BeFunky. It's a web-based
Yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I'd like the name.
Oh. Yeah, just a Photoshop program I just use. That's all.
Jamie, what do you use?
Currently using Power Director right now. Like an older version. I really need to upgrade though. And then I've been using GIMP 2 for thumbnails recently because I was told I should step up them thumbnails. So I'm playing with that a little bit. But it's just free. It's a free software thing, and I don't want to pay for Photoshop.
Katie?
I use Final Cut Pro 10.
Dang.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
that's what I do, like, other than, like, you know, in school and stuff. So I've had it for a while. So
Was
it's
that
expensive,
requirement?
but it's-
Was that a requirement? Was that a requirement, Katie, for your classes you took? Was to have that in your class?
It was highly, highly recommended, or
Oh, okay.
you would be, I don't know. It's hard to get to school all the time to use their computers. So
Sure.
Yeah. I use iMovie. I started out with iMovie, like the real old version, because I had a Power Mac or whatever. And then I went to the Windows Movie Maker. I used that for probably a couple years. And then my Mac pooped out on me and I got a different Mac. So I upgraded to iMovie. I think it's part of the iLife 11. I mean, there's iMovie now is like 3 or 4 versions better than what I use, but for what I do with it, it works fine. And I've got Creative Suite. I have Premiere Pro, but I've not taught myself to use it yet.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I used to use that a long time ago.
And I use Photoshop for my thumbnails and for whatever, like if you watched my Cache Canada trackable going across Route 66.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
Somebody asked me, how'd you do that? I'm like, about 27 Photoshop slides of just dumping them in there. But I'm sure there's better ways or easier ways, but I do what I do, and it's you experiment and you do what you can, and hopefully it turns out. So let's see. Jason, this question comes from Jamie. How do your kids feel about geocaching?
Well, my daughter thinks it's stupid.
Oh no!
But she goes with me on occasion. It's a rare occasion. My son used to go with me a little more frequently. He's been up to the West Bend Cache Bash with me at least once, maybe twice. But as he gets older and into other things, he doesn't really care so much to go with me as much. So as far as family life, I'm kind of on my own.
I feel like we can all relate to that, though. The people that are pretty much in this right now, we all kind of just like go on our own.
Yeah.
That's why we vlog.
Let's see. Question from Jason. He says, Katie, give me one place in the world that you'd really like to travel to, a real bucket list location that would make your life complete.
Oh. Norway? No, Australia. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think
why?
Australia.
And why Australia?
I don't know. It's just so different from where I'm living now. I don't know. I like the ocean, and so definitely like the coast. And my mom was born there and spent a lot of time there, so I'd like to go back with her and I don't know, see where she used to hang out and stuff. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a nice trip.
Yeah. It's expensive though, and it takes forever to get over there. So
Remember, isn't there like a big event going out there next year, and you can just stay at the Craig's place? Like he's gonna put us all up.
Yes.
Well, I after the Geowoodstock and meeting your parents, going anywhere with your mom has got to be a blast. I mean,
Oh, always. Yeah. She's like a little giggle box constantly.
Yeah. And I was going to mention when we were talking about the highlights, I think I stood and talked to your dad for like 15 or 20 minutes, getting the lowdown on you and the boys and family. So yeah, but your dad's an interesting man. I enjoyed the chat we had.
Yeah, he's something else.
I like when he finds it first.
I know he likes to brag about it.
It's so funny every time.
Yeah.
All right. So Jamie, I have a question for you. In our trial period when we were setting up for this, you mentioned that you were a professional gamer, a professional video game. What can you explain that a little bit?
So yeah, much younger me, even though I'm totally still young now. No, just kidding.
I know how old you are.
Yes, you are.
Now you guys know how old I am. Well, some of you know how old I am now, yeah. Yeah, so a long time ago, I used to play a video game called Counter-Strike Source. It's a PC game, and long story short, I basically found when you play video games, you join a clan, and my clan was all girls, and we had sponsorships and stuff like that, and because of that, we got to travel, and I got to play this game and got paid to play in tournaments, and they would send us off to other like events for fundraisers and stuff like that too, and cameras and books and what there was press around. It was kind of similar to this because I feel like Geowoodstock was kind of similar. Like we're all there and there's people that want to meet you, but yeah, just very much in the gaming aspect. And but nobody's paying for my plane ticket yet with geocaching, so need to make that happen. But yeah, that's what it was. So I just got paid to play a video game and travel. At least the United States. We were supposed to go to Paris, and then my team broke up right before our Paris. Free trip to Paris, and yeah, and everybody's just like, you know what? I think I'm done. I'm like, can we wait? Can this conversation wait until after Paris, please? But you know how girls are. We're just so.
All right. Well, let's take we're going to take a break for station identification. Not really. I see in our notes that the gauntlet has been thrown down, according to Jamie, that GeoJ603, it's his 42nd birthday. So we have to wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, GeoJ.
And I'm going to announce that we are going to do a giveaway. So if anybody's watching, I'm not going to tell you how we're giving it away. You're just going to have to wait and see. We all know amongst us how we're going to give this away, and maybe we'll give out another one away a little bit later. But let's see if I can hold this up. I have a GCNW X tag we're going to give away, and to sweeten the pot, I'm going to throw in one of my path tags to go with it, right there. So
Collector's item.
That's right. Yep. Throw that right in the penny jar and be worth just as much. So
Oh, not true. Y'all have great
yeah,
pet.
it's worth $1 anyway. Put it on eBay, you probably get $1 out of it.
Your pet tag has a lot of value to me. How's that?
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be giving those away if somebody does what I want them to do without being told how to do it. How's that for vague? It's like Facebook.
It's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle cache.
Yeah. We got to figure out a way to give away this multi-piece geocoin. When I was at Geowoodstock, I was handing out some pat tags, and I handed a pat tag to a guy, and he handed me this plastic baggie, but it was filled with this multi-piece. Let me get it up there. Multi-piece. It's a geocoin from Geocoin Fest, and if you put them all together, it's the what is it? The Queen Mary? Is that what they were on?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was last year's.
Yeah.
Last year's Geocoin Fest.
Yeah, and it's unactivated, so if you win it, you can activate it and do whatever you want to with it.
Handstand.
Just
Things
need
are
to
trying to figure out.
figure out a way to give that away. All right. If anybody has a question here that wants to talk, go ahead. I'm looking at our sheet here.
You want to take a break to check out an old Joshua video while he's since, because he's the one who started all this. We can all
That's right.
chat about Joshua while he's not here.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of the point too, wasn't it? Part of it was to rag on Joshua since he's not here.
Yeah.
Riff on Joshua. All right. Yep. So
I got a good question. After you, Gary, you got a video ready?
yeah, I got a video ready. Just kind of highlight me for a moment.
Yep.
More
You're
me.
on.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you, sir. Let me share this.
Before y'all play that, I probably need to head out.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
sorry.
All right. We'll see you, Katie. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
Katie.
us.
Stop
Thank you
by,
so much
Katie.
for
We'll
having
see you.
me. All right,
Bye,
y'all.
Katie.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Can y'all see this?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna play some of it, and because of the way Google works, I got to take my headset off, which I don't need to hear you guys talk about it a little bit. But so I'm gonna play some of this, and then I'll stop it whenever you want me to stop it. So.
Today, we're going to unlock the Sightseer badge. That's coming up next.
We're going to need
With Reese.
mystery.
There's the old.
All right, guys, we are at a multi-cache, and we are at ground zero, and we found something that looks very
Look at that
familiar
hat.
at stage
Oh my
one.
gosh.
It's this beautiful
Someone buy him a hat.
I don't think you'd catch him with a hat on anymore.
Okay.
Reese, what are we supposed to do?
Plug the holes with our fingers.
Wait, where's the holes?
Right. Her. And her.
I just love this video.
Like you're supposed to hold
It is a good
Because
one.
Reese is funny, and poor Joshua's
and then you pour the water
trying.
in this little thing right here.
Or on the top?
Or on the top. And then you grab it right here.
Grab it.
It'll float up like
Okay. Reese and Bunny are going to have to work as a team. I'm going to try to film and try to plug up holes while she pours. And who's going to grab it? Who's going to grab the thing?
I'm going to grab it. This is the question.
All right. Reese is going to grab it. Let's see it. Let's do it. Let's earn this souvenir. Make it happen. I'm going to plug 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. She's pouring. She's pouring.
It's coming out!
Faster! Ah! We got a leak. Got a leak.
Should have brought some duct tape.
Yeah, exactly.
We failed. We might need to get the tripod.
But this is good vlogging though, because it didn't work, but
2.
he's held holds everybody's attention.
I'm gonna put my hand down here, cover up the holes. Just go. Ready to grab it. Ready to grab it. You ready to grab it? I'm getting so good. saw. We got visual confirmation.
How many vloggers does it take to retrieve a cache?
He's like,
Third time's a charm. I'm gonna do this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Cover the
look
hole.
how young he looks there.
Pour.
Look how old he looks now. He's so old. I'm
Grab
kidding.
on, please. I got it. I can't get it out.
Hold on. All right, guys, we got the ping pong balls. I thought it was gonna be like a little container, but it's actually ping pong balls. And the clever thing is you can't get them out, so you can't get them lost.
This is my
actually
favorite
pretty smart.
part.
So we're going to write down the coordinates. You see the coordinates. I'm not going to show them to you. I'm not going to show you. Write down the coordinates, and then we're going to find the sucker. We're going to get our
This is
here.
the favorite. He drops them.
Oh man.
Guys, I dropped the ping pong balls down the thing again. No!
The last one. This is precious right here.
Now we just know you have to put your finger.
This is, watch what happens to. He looks behind him and he's still filming, and there goes the container.
Go through jug.
That litter. I can't
Little-
believe that. Where's the Cito?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not anymore.
Dashing, crashing.
This is certainly a two-person job. I can't drop them again. All right, I got the coordinates to
This
the
is
final
funny.
cache.
Get a favorite
Alright.
point.
Probably 2 feet away.
That is hysterical.
After all that trouble, does he even get a favorite point? Writes
Yeah.
a strongly worded note to the cache owner about
Yeah,
All right.
He
So here's
does-
a question.
he does find it. Go ahead.
Here's a question for everybody. What was the first time you met Joshua? When or where? What was your experience?
it's just Geowoodstock.
That was the first time you met him?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
What a nut job. No, I'm just kidding. No, just a really sweet guy. Like he's just genuinely nice, and I just thought it was really cool that he will take the time to say hello to anyone and everyone that stops him. And like when we were doing the summit, I mean, we're just out there on the trails, and he was just getting stopped left and right, and nope, takes the time to at least say hello to everybody. So I think much respect to that. He's really a genuinely nice guy.
Go ahead, Jason.
I first met Joshua at Geowoodstock 12 in St. Charles, Missouri. And there was a trail, if anybody was there was a trail of gadget caches just outside the park there. And so, of course, there's a line, every one of them, 15 or 20 people deep or even more. And of course, I'm standing outside the woods in line, and I can hear this voice. I'm like, I think he's in there. Well, I've never met him. I've had some correspondence with him online and through emails and stuff, and then on his video. So I'm going in. So I jumped the line, and there he was.
Going.
And I actually made a video, one of my first geocaching videos. Didn't even really find a geocache or anything. I was just kind of a fanboy. So I just grabbed my phone and I just quick, vlogged it. Hey, look at who I'm with, and he just says, hey, and him and Justin the GC doc were there, and he said, we're going to find a cache, and then. At that time, I just shut it off. It was about 20 seconds. Actually, still on my channel. If you search down far enough, it's I met the geocaching.
I thought you had
vlogger.
a couple where you met him. I think there's another one where he's
Yeah.
saying hey to your kid, and Hayden is too.
Yep, that's right.
Well, I met Joshua the first time was at Midwest Geo Bash. Probably 3 or 4 years. 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. Him and I can't remember his oldest son's name.
Jonah?
Anyway,
Jonah?
Jonah. Yep. They were there for Midwest Geo Bash, and he was actually going around Bash with Daryl Waltenberg, and he was doing some filming and doing lab caches and stuff. And I just introduced myself, and he's like, oh yeah, I mean, I've been on the channel for a year and a half or so at that point. And I'm like, hey Joshua, I'm Neil Moore, I do cache tales. And like, yeah, I think I know who you are. Like, yeah, oh well. But he was nice and cordial and everything. And then last year at Geowoodstock, kind of towards the end of the day. We're standing by the cash advance table there, and he had just done some giveaways and stuff, and then people had dispersed, and he was just standing there, and it's like, man, you could tell he was whipped, and he looks at me and goes, I'm ready just to go back to the hotel room. It's like, yeah, it was a long, hot day, and he just looked whipped. But yeah, he is very, I mean, when he's on camera, he's like full energy. When he's not on camera, he does calm down a little bit, just a little bit, but he's always ready to go. So, Gary, what about you?
Oh my, I've been very fortunate. I do want to point out in the chat room, Woder, I'm gonna mess up a name, but Woder is in the chat room. He's gonna get to see him at the Oldenburg event. So that's pretty cool. So we have somebody it's in Germany. It's gonna get to see him there. So very good, Woder. You're gonna have a good time talking with Joshua. So I first met him in person, was a 14er, and for 14er, I had set up a small media party kind of thing because it was more me because being a fanboy, I wanted to meet Sonny and Sandy and all these different people and Joshua, and so I set up this dinner and they all said yes, we'll come. I was like, yeah. So this was right when I had just started Geocache Talks. This is a couple years ago, and he pulled up. I jumped in the car with him because I said, I'll go help you go find a place to park. He's like, okay. So I jumped in the car and ran and showed him where it was a really crowded place. So we ran over to a place to park. But I've been fortunate. Actually, last year, Joshua came down and stayed with me for a couple days. We did some he did some videos, which I was, bucket list is to get into a Joshua video. So I got to be in a couple of his videos, so that's a bucket list item for me with being with him. But he is very much he gets when he needs to be on, he'll be on, but he'll like Neil said, he'll kind of calm down a little bit, but he doesn't change the way he is with people. And that's the thing I really love is he'll spend time with whoever. I mean, he doesn't big time anybody. He'll just stop and talk to him. And he's a very genuine person. So I really appreciate that about him. I did. Geocaching Anime, you're right.
So somebody asked, I lost it in the chat. Anybody here 100% committed to Texas next year? Gary?
Gary better be so close.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Trying to help some people who are already asking some questions about where to stay, what to do, so forth and so on. So if I can be of any help to anybody watching, send an email to me, GarySlinkard@gmail.com, or to the show, either way. And I'll get you whatever information I can. But yeah, it's going to be great. There's a lot of cool stuff to do in Fort Worth. Susan and I love going to Fort Worth. We'll actually go stay in Fort Worth around Christmas time. And just because it's a cool place to be. So y'all will have a great time if you come down. I think a lot of people have misconceptions, maybe some misconceptions about Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas is cool. It's a different vibe though. Fort Worth's more laid back, I think, than Dallas, and there's more. I don't know. It seems like there's more ways to kind of get together and do things. The zoo, and there's a lot of cool things to do. So it's gonna be great.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Jamie, you committed?
I'm pretty much committed, unless I got a few things coming up that's going to require some money. I guess I need to start that Patreon. No, I don't know. I really, really, really want to go, depending on how much we all plan this in advance, and I can see what financially it's going to cost me, or hopefully save me, depending on what we plan. Then yeah, I mean, I had so much fun And I've been to Fort Worth before because of gaming, and I'm thank God this place is air conditioned and indoors, or else I don't know, I might die out there in the heat. But yeah, I mean that's enticing to me already, just the fact that it's indoors.
Yeah, I'm about 95% committed. Of course, I believe I'm going, but you never know. There's always things out there that might arise and come up. So, but yeah, I'm on board and I want to go and see what happens.
All right. Yeah, I'm about 95%. I have a sister-in-law that lives in Fort Worth, so maybe some free room and board for a week. I don't know. But yeah, I'm planning on going. Let's see. Daniel Close, Dan from the other side of the pond. He wants to know which other vlogger has been or would be your favorite to collaborate with.
Oh God, that's so tough.
Well, prior to a couple weeks ago, I had only collaborated with two if you count Bob Billy.
Yeah, that's 2.
Yeah, so
maybe 1.5.
Yeah. And a little sneak peek for you guys. There's going to be a camping event coming up here at Mega in Ohio. Both of us are going to be there. All 3 of us are going to be there, along with Geocaching Adam, who has plans to go in too. So look for some material to come out on that as well too in the next few months. Yeah. So that'd be fun.
I think Joshua said he might show up too.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I think doing something with Katie would be fun. I don't know. She seems pretty energetic, I guess, and adventuresome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I really hadn't given that question much thought.
I guess having done videos with you and with Ron, Johnny Cash, and really, I collaborated with Geocaching Adam last year at Midwest Geo Bash because he showed up there and we went caching and I did a video with him there. He wasn't officially in the family yet, but he had plans and we had a good time caching around in some cemeteries. I actually had him do the climbing up and down the riverbank to get I think it was like a 3.5 or 4 terrain cache. So, you got to take the younger people with you to get all those more higher difficulty in terrain caches. But I just enjoy doing videos with other vloggers. The whole summit thing, that was awesome because everybody's doing their own thing. And as we watch all the videos that have come out of that, it's interesting to see the different viewpoints and the different, like, people took video of things. I was there, but they took video of things that I didn't see or realize was going on,
Yeah, I'd like to a little add on to that there, Bob Billy or Neil. Yeah, I would collab like Schlackner was saying in the chat room. I would collab with any of them. Everybody's got their own style for the most part, and I really don't have any. If anybody said they want to collab with me, I'd be up for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody always wants to collab with Joshua, just because he is, what would you guys call him, the godfather of vlogging. So that's always
godfather.
Yeah,
God, yeah.
Good offer. But like myself, right? I mean, how many people are in the Georgia, Tennessee area that I just haven't made a video with? I need to make some videos with, so that's pretty much like, those are obtainable for me. So that's where I kind of want to start. But here's the plus side with making videos with other people that make videos is they understand when you're like, hold on, let me get this shot, let me set up this camera. Like when you go geocaching with other people, they're like, oh, come on. And they're like, I'm just run off and find it. It's like, it's so different when you actually make videos with other people that actually do it too, because they understand like why you may have to like do something a couple more times.
Yeah, but I know that I love shooting videos with Mr. Halemeister. He's awesome. He knows what he's doing, and he's He's always on his game all the time.
It's
Look, it's
the
Bob
big
Billy.
show.
Oh,
That's
no.
awesome. I don't know what happened to Neil. Is he around there, Bob, at all, or?
He came down with a little bit of a headache. That's what
Okay.
happens when your head connects with a pop bottle. I just wanted to make sure I could get to, I've been looking at the chat room there and I said a couple things, but I like to get in here and see use people's faces. It's y'all so
Well,
pretty.
Bob Billy, it's good to see that you brushed your teeth today. And I was showing my friend Mike, who's in the chat room. I was over at his house and we were eating some pizza and drinking some beer. Russian crap video came out.
Did it have bacon on it? I
where
love
he
bacon
unboxed.
on my pizza.
Yeah, well, the thumbnail with their trailer in the background, when your eye is kind of off to the side, I wondered if maybe you could do that again. How do you do that?
Well,
could you show us that?
I have to stick
Or
my
does it
finger
hurt?
in my eye to do that. But most of the time I got my glasses on, so sometimes it doesn't just always work right, but it does like to float around occasionally. Yeah, so, but that's why I wear my glasses. But I think that Mr. Neal, I think he's coming back. He's coming. No, just let me be. I'll be all right. Just let me be.
Bob Billy,
Bob Bill-
do you live near there? I mean, do you live near Neil?
Well, you know what? I have a nice mobile home down at the trailer park. It's on the corner, just past Ruby's, and
okay.
34 corner. But occasionally I can't stay there because they fumigate and it gets the bugs out. So Mr. Neal, he's kind enough to let me stay in his basement once in a while. I got a nice little room down there, the mattress on the floor. But it's a nice place, yeah. And it's really nice. It's like Joanna Gaines decorated. It's got shiplap on the walls. Yeah, it's nice.
Well, Bob Billy, the Supernauts said they had a little trouble making that ammo can that you made. Do you have any tips for them? Like what maybe?
Well, the secret to making the ammo can is making sure you buy the right spray paint. Because if you buy that cheap stuff from like the Family Dollar or Dollar General, it ain't gonna work. You got to get you some good Walmart spray paint. It makes
Walmart.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
Walmart. Yeah.
All right. I'm making a note right now.
You get in that if you can find the Rust-Oleum, I can't afford the Rust-Oleum. It's too much. It's like $3.67 a can. So I get the $2.99 can of Walmart spray paint, and it works awesome.
Save a few bucks that way.
You do, and the pennies that you save, you can buy a cup of coffee at McDonald's. I'm old enough now; I can get the senior coffee at McDonald's for a quarter.
Oh,
Get
good for
out
you.
here.
That's awesome.
Life achievements.
Yep. I got me an art card.
An art card. What's
ARP card, AARP.
ARP. Oh, I'm sorry. AARP. Sorry there, Bob Billy.
I get me some good discounts on my room at the hotel. At the Super 8, I can get me a good discount on my room, so I can probably go to Texas next year.
Oh, excellent. We'd love to see you down here at the
Geowoodstock. Yeah.
Because I know that you like to geocache too, along with Neil likes to geocache.
I do. I am up. I think I'm up to like 66 or 67 finds now. I'm like a super catcher.
You're gonna blow by me, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that geocaching. I love it.
Oh yeah, that's geocaching. Awesome. It's a way of life for me now. Geocaching, it is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's that, Mr. Neal wants me to get off the computer because he thinks I'm just hogging it. But he's a nice man. He lets me live in his basement. Yeah.
This is true.
Take care, Bob Billy.
All right. Well, thank you.
Love seeing you.
Been nice
Bye,
talking
Bob
to you.
Billy.
Bye, Bob Billy.
I need to get a pair of Bob Billy teeth, like those. That'd be good stuff.
Oh my. My. Bob Billy got all his finds on his fingers and toes. That's good. Andrew's correct. Yeah. Oh, bye, Sydney. Sydney's got the before she leaves, I gotta mention, She has the first AR geocache in New York. So way to go, Sydney.
Ah, that's exciting.
Shermanator 18.
I feel like I want to do one of those.
Oh,
It's
cool.
more-
Yeah, definitely. Neil, buddy,
no.
you're back.
Man, the back of my head hurts. I think he clocked me with a pop bottle on my way out the door.
Oh man, I can't believe Bob Billy would do something like that.
Well, you know, when he sets his mind to do something, he just does what he has to do to get it done.
Just do it. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's 9:05. Do we want to keep going, or are we going to shut it down? I'm good to go for another half hour or so if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine for another little while.
I mean,
All
there's
right.
more questions if you know.
Yeah.
Still got people talking, so yeah.
Are they talking about us or to us, or are they just talking amongst themselves?
Mm.
Do y'all get the feeling that also this is this is later Jamie now, not the shy Jamie from her school days, but the later Jamie is the kind that be like, well, I think they're going to kick us out here pretty soon. And Jamie goes, no, I don't. They don't close for another half hour. I think we're okay. I think we can stay till they kick
wheel
us
me
out.
out.
That's me too, Jamie.
So that Geo Elmo just got here, so we got to keep going. We got to at least talk a little bit for him.
All right.
Yeah, he does those Minecraft videos. That's cool.
Yeah. Haklova just showed up too, so we don't want her pounding us with those drumsticks or whatever she does. I need to do that, get in shape.
I have a couple questions for you guys since y'all are vloggers. Can I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you know how to ask questions?
It's all I do all week, Neil, on my show is ask people questions.
You have a show?
It's a podcast. Yeah, I do. It's back here. Did you see the?
Oh, there's a
I got I got the thing here.
Cowboy hat.
The hat. I'm gonna knock everything down behind me. That's okay. Here we go.
Yosemite Sam.
I got the hat. Of course,
I need
the
to
funny
get me
story.
one of those.
The funny story behind this hat, by the way, is there you go. There's the coin. Thank you, Jamie.
Here, put her back up there. Put her back up there.
Oh gosh.
There you go.
Oh yes.
It's a big coin.
We appreciate
All
that.
right. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
it's good
Drew.
quality.
So part of this is we're riffing on Joshua tonight, right? So before I ask a couple questions, I got to riff on Joshua a little bit. So Joshua comes down and he goes, I'm sending a package down ahead of time to your house. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll keep an eye out for it, I guess. And so it shows up, and then he shows up, and I'm like, all right, well, there's your package, buddy. And he goes, okay. He opens it up, and it's this. He sent this to himself. And I'm like, you wanted a hat? And he goes, yeah, we'll use it in videos. So if you watch any of the videos with him in Texas, he's wearing this hat a bunch. So anyway, he's about to go back home, and I'm like, here's your hat. And he goes, I'm not putting that on I'm not going to take that back home. You can keep it. I'm like, oh, great. What am I going to do with it? So anyway, so now I get to keep it around, and my plan is, don't tell Joshua this, but my plan is to give it to him in Fort Worth and make sure I don't get it back again. So it could go to somebody else.
On the inside so he can't take it back off his
Right.
head.
Exactly. Put it on
You
there.
need to put a travel bug on it.
Adventures with Dan wore this a bunch when we were at the summit. So anyway, so it's been a fun hat to have around. But no, my question for you guys, if I could ask, if I may. So some of y'all have had, or some of the vloggers have had a series. Ron has had his cash for lunch, and you got the Bob Billy series, and you got Jamie's doing the don't be that geocacher, whatever theme you want to think of that people have done. Do you guys that haven't, like Jason, have you done a theme like that yet? I don't think you have it. Have you?
No, not really.
Okay. Have you thought of, and this is really for a question for all y'all. If you haven't, have you thought about doing one? And if you have done a theme, do you feel like that you want to keep that theme going, or do you feel like, Because I know with Ron's kind of, I think he debates with himself sometimes. Do I keep this theme going? Should I not do a theme? So, I mean, as a vlogger, do you kind of worry about getting into a theme or?
I'm going to speak for Ron a little bit. I gotta imagine after, I mean, he did a full year, one a week for a full year of his cash for lunch, and he did the cash o'clock or 5 of cash somewhere. Yeah, and did a couple of those. I know right now, I think he's kind of neck deep in his son graduating and all that kind of stuff, and that's why we haven't seen much from him. And maybe he's got a little bit of burnout, which I wouldn't blame. I think we all get a little burnout once in a while. It's like, yeah, I don't need to be looking at a computer for a while. But as far as my stuff, it's hard to get Bob Billy out of bed in the morning. So I don't want to.
You need
push
a cattle prod?
But I think he'd like that too much.
So you see it more as a, you don't want to you don't want to burn out everybody watching. You kind of want to, because Bob Billy's cool, but like you said, you don't feel like you want to do 12 weeks in a row with that kind of thing.
No, for me it's and I have been kicking this around is maybe like the monthly geo challenges from Cash Advance. Maybe that's when he shows up, or once a month, once every couple months. I mean, if people like it, leave them. I'd rather they have a desire for a video to come out rather than not another redneck video. Yay.
Racer Girl 88 is in the chat room, says he misses Cash for Lunch, and I miss Cash for Lunch too, but then I'm not, I'm just a fan watching from the sidelines.
I did my own Cash for Lunch just to honor Ron, because I was like, it's such a great idea. I want to,
exactly,
basically ripping off your idea because I want to tell you how great it is.
Yeah. And Brent does that once in a while too. He'll do a Cash for Lunch.
Yes, his Cash for Lunch. What is it on Instagram? Where am I seeing it?
Yeah, Instagram or Periscope. I stole that from Ron. But
yeah, I see those.
Have you thought about doing any kind of series, Jamie, where you?
Well, I mean, see, here's the me. I want series, right? I want something where if someone is invested in it, then they'll want to come back and see what my next one is. I know so many people I'm so happy with how well the Don't Be That Geocacher seems to be perceived, and people keep asking for it. And guys, I have a book right here with a bunch of ideas. I just need to actually go out and film them. That's the problem, is me going and filming it and not going out and just geocaching or something. But no, long time.
You've had the series though, where you the mail.
I have so many, right? Originally I had done the 12 Days of Christmas. I did one of those, but then I knew that would have an ending point, so that was kind of nice. But I knew people would want to hopefully tune in and see what I found on each day of Christmas.
Sure.
But yeah, I do. I have the Cashkins, and then which that to me is actually. I do the Cash Crate unboxing, but so many people do the Cash Crate unboxing now. But the only reason why I love the Cashkins one is because I want people to keep coming back and helping me. I actually here, I need to make a video for this one. But no, I mean, I have fun with the series because I want people to be invested in those types of videos and hopefully look forward to when I release another one so they can be a part of it. And that's all I want. I just want everybody to be a part of these series. And,
I call these Jamie beads, but what are I don't know what the real names of these are. But at the summit I called them they're Jamie beads, right? That's what I call them.
Those are minions.
These are minions, yes, but they're made of Jamie beads. See that little, I don't know what you call. What's the real name for these?
They're perler beads, or hammer beads, or melty beads, but perler beads. I mean, I got a few.
You got a few of them?
Yeah.
But it's just
more
fun.
than that.
I call them Jamie beads because you got so many of them. But
no, that's another thing I like too, right? Because I want, when people find a trackable, I've had people go, I saw a trackable, it had those beads on it, So I looked and it was yours, and they took it, right, and they moved it on. I'm like, that's awesome, right? I want people, if they see a trackable they think is mine, help it along, right? I want them to be easily recognizable. So that's another reason why I love all this, like, because then I can connect with everybody, and it's something that you guys can look forward to while you're out in the wild geocaching. But no, I'm a big fan of the series. Like, I really want, like, Cache for Lunch. God, I want it to come back. I know Ron's busy, so I'm hoping he brings it back, or his 5 a cache somewhere. Like, those are all interesting.
Yeah. Even if he brought him back once a month.
Yeah,
or a couple times a month, I don't have to I'm not going to demand he make it every week, because I know that, just doing a regular video every week can be very trying and time consuming. So.
Yeah, I wanted to do a Don't Be That Geocacher like every other week, and I couldn't, because I just was like, ooh, I want to film this and I want to film this, and then it just kept getting pushed back, and I'm like, I'm not committing to any schedule with it, but there definitely will be more, so it's definitely not over. I think it's like my favorite thing to put on my channel.
Yeah, and I think too, when, like, with myself, I geocache, my wife does not. She tolerates it. She'll go with me and she'll drive, she'll navigate, whatever, but for her it's like, eh. So when I'm doing video, it's a double whammy,
Yeah.
So and I know Ron, he geocaches, and his kids will go with him once in a while, and his dad geocaches with him, but I believe, like many of us, our spouses that don't do it. So you have to find that happy balance, happy medium of, I'm going geocaching and videoing, or I'm staying home and spending time with my family. So that makes it really hard.
Yeah, I was curious about that, how that works for you guys when you're out geocaching with those that really just that don't geocache much, or that don't, they know you're going to be filming and it's going to be taking a little bit longer to find, like, a simple cache. But yeah. I was curious how that works for everybody else.
Well, like, for the thing I always go to is Power Island. It's one of the 2000 caches, year 2000 caches. It's 2 hours from my house. It's up Traverse City. We go up to Traverse City 3 or 4 times a year. We have friends that live there. I have not gotten that cache because I'm with my wife and our friends, and they don't cache. So it's like, I'm not gonna push the issue, So we go wine tasting instead. So.
As far as series go, I've kind of tried to make a series a little bit, and I've got a couple videos out there. Halemeister's mailbag, where I'll ask several episodes ahead of time. Send me emails, send me questions, and things like that. And I usually hold on to them for a while. I've had a few of those episodes, but getting people to email you, enough time, enough questions to actually make something and fit it in amongst the other geocaching thing, like Jamie was saying. I've got all these ideas and all these other things get in the way, and so I feel a series will come along if it's right and if I get the idea and stuff like that. But that's as far as I go with series so far.
I was thinking that, Jason, the fact that you guys probably are at least open to the possibility that it might turn into a series, but you don't want to commit. Like, you don't want to go, this is the first video of the series, and then you go, oh crud!
If it doesn't take off or nobody likes it, you're like, first and last, I guess.
Yes, I guess, yeah.
Whoops.
But I guess you gotta be willing to take some risks. I know, but
yeah. So if anybody has any questions out there for a future mailbag episode, geocaching with Halemeister at gmail.com. Send me any questions and things like that, and maybe they'll be featured on an upcoming episode.
Yeah, I'm getting behind on my pat tag mail times. I'm so bad about answering my P.O. box now. I'm so excited about pat tags, but that's another series that, like, I definitely want to keep it going because people keep wanting to send me stuff, and I'm not going to say no to those pat tags. But I really am really bad about answering my P.O. box now. Too much other stuff.
You feel like you're typecasted a little bit, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean.
Jamie's the path tag opener, the mailbag, or not mailbag.
I feel like I'm getting, I've noticed path tags, the perler beads, trackables. It's like, I'll take it all, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't be the Godfather though. I'm not gonna. That That's taken.
Yeah, that's Joshua. Joshua's the godfather of videos.
Yeah,
West
for
Virginia
sure.
Tim's the godfather of gadget caches.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to go find some of his.
Did you guys? I know. I think Jamie mentioned this when we were talking the other day. But do you guys feel like you came away from Gigastock thinking, "Oh my gosh, I didn't film enough at all"? I know Neil mentioned that. It's like I get home and I'm like, "Where's all my videos that I was hoping I was going to do and I didn't do?" I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, because you want to talk to people, but you want to videotape for the vlog. So you're kind of
When I was there, I thought, I should probably be shooting more, and so I just kind of
Right.
shot a lot of stuff and asked some people for interviews and things like that. But when I got back and started editing, I ended up cutting out quite a bit, which is actually a good thing to have too much versus not enough. But personally, I'm happy. I knew I wanted to make a giga-sized giga event video. It turned out to be 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes long. That's a pretty long vlog, so it was a pretty sweet spot for me for my idea and what I needed. So that's how it
I've
turned
been
out.
watching. I've been loving watching all you guys' videos because I apparently didn't move around Geowoodstock much at all. I guess I don't know what I did. I really don't know what I did the entire time I was there. So I looked at my footage and I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a vlogger there, and I'm like, wait till you see. So I haven't uploaded yet. I have to. I have an idea of how I'm going to try to salvage the little that I did film while I was there. But we'll see. If it may flop. People may enjoy how bad it is, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know now what I did the entire time I was there.
Yeah,
I didn't film.
that's the way I feel too. It's like I filled up. I've got a 16 gig card. Normally, when I'm out, I can shoot 3 or 4 days of video when I'm out geocaching, and I never fill that card. I filled that card on Saturday, about halfway through Saturday. I filled the card. I ended up using my phone, and I got back, and then as I'm putting a couple videos together, and I'm watching everybody else's videos, I'm like, are people going to get sick of seeing the same, not the vloggers? I think we've all in agreement that we love seeing each other's videos because we're seeing them, what we saw from a different angle. But the regular geocacher that watches the vlogs, are they getting sick of seeing, here's 21 videos about Geowoodstock. Here's 21 opening shots of the Geowoodstock sign. Here's 21 videos of Shawnee Lookout. It's like, are they? I'm done. But like Jason said, I went through all my stuff, and I got a lot of just not even good B-roll. It's like D-roll. So
Forever on the cutting room floor. Yeah, I was just looking. I bought a new video card specifically for that weekend, and I put a 128 gig card in my camera. I didn't fill it up. I intended to try to film as much as possible, but yeah, I if you see any footage of me at Geowoodstock, I am there holding my camera. It's definitely in my hands. Why I didn't turn it on, I don't know. It's not like I forgot to bring it. It's really like this in like every shot.
Right.
You were in the moment.
Look, I'm a vlogger. I'm carrying my camera.
Yeah, I got the equipment. I don't know how to use it.
I got it right here. As a fan from the other side of things, I don't get tired of it. I mean, I kind of expect, and you've got people who are at different levels. You got new vloggers, you got people who've been around a while. So I like watching all the different ones because you do kind of learn some different things from different people. Like Jamie said, you're going to get a few of the same shots, but you really don't get the same story though.
Personality still too.
Right. And like you said, even I was at the summit and there was quite a few people there, but I didn't get to see a lot of what you guys did. Susan and I and Chris Williamson, who I followed around like a puppy dog. We went out there. I think we passed you guys on the way. We were headed to the
high-five thing.
Yeah, we were headed to Shawnee Lookout, and you guys were coming back from Shawnee Lookout, and so I did some audio being a podcaster, and I shared that in a separate 0.5 show because I really, and this was really, that was Jesse really reminding me, look, you're going there. You need to capture some audio or video or something. And I really didn't get any audio, video. I got all audio stuff because I figured at least I can do that. So I interviewed some people, but I didn't get near the amount that I was hoping for because I was too busy just yakking with people.
Well, according to the chat room, everybody has loved watching all the different videos from Geowoodstock, which is good. I'm
That's
glad.
good, yeah.
It's like you hate to think, oh, we're just going to flood them and then they're going to all just unsubscribe.
Yeah, that was a big worry, right? Like, how are we all going to take this situation and make it unique from one another? But it is good to hear. It's good to hear the reassurance that people are like, no, I just put out what you got. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. So a couple questions that I saw in the thing there. The first one is, what country would you like to go to do for like a mega or a giga? Is there any special country you'd like to go to? I'll start it. I would love to get to Ireland. Actually, any of the United Kingdom, but I just have this thing, either Ireland or Greece, one of the two. That's mine.
If I go to Greece, then that's how I'll be able to convince Rory to come because that's where he wants to go. So
I've always wanted to go to England. That'd be kind of cool. There's a lot of history there.
Oh, absolutely.
Castles and all sorts of cool stuff there. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm up for wherever because all I have right now is the United States. So I will go anywhere.
I got Canada. Woo!
I've been to Canada so many times. I lived in Pennsylvania. Now that I'm down here, no Canada for me.
I actually went to Canada thinking I was going to do some geocaching with London Westy. I get into his town. I get into London, and he texts me and says, "Yeah, we're out of town this weekend." So I
can't believe he was down around the Atlanta area. He ended up meeting up with the 3 Happy Campers. I didn't even know. And Katie's like right there too. Like that could have been another huge group. Like Dan probably would have came up. Amanda might have come over. Who knows what could have been.
The Georgia Peaches all in one video.
Yeah, there's so many. And Crazy Dave. I know I'm missing a few others in there. There's so many.
Could have been Gigastock, part half or something. The prequel.
Yeah.
Sir Drummerlot's not too far away. He's in Mississippi, so he's down that way too a little bit. He's about to move to Texas end of the year, but
he is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Did not know. Okay, so the other question is, are you planning on doing a GIF video? If so, have you started it?
Mine's on paper. But again, it's the whole, will anybody care to watch this?
I'll watch it.
So
we'll watch it.
Yeah, will it make the cut? I don't know, right? It's on paper. And then but here's another thing. Here's another part that makes me like drag my feet on is there's some other vloggers that are talking about doing theirs, and it's like, well, I don't want to compete with them, but it's all in fun. It's not like I just need to get over that, and if I want to do it, just do it.
Just do it.
Like C. Michelle, he was talking about how him and there was I believe another person that in Australia that makes that did a GIF, and one year that guy got in and he didn't, and another year then his got in and the other guys didn't, and he's like, it's just fun. And I was like, yeah, I get you got a point, so why not? I just need to get it off the paper and on the camera. But this book, guys, lots of ideas.
For those who don't know, because I know my mother's in the chat room, or she was earlier, and I also have a friend that's in the chat room. GIF is GIFF, a Geocaching International Film Festival. You're invited to make a short geocaching film, and the best dozen or two get put it on a roll. 16.
Yeah.
Selected by Geocaching HQ, and they get put. People can have events and vote for the best one. It's kind of cool.
4 minutes or less has to be the video. 4 minutes or less.
And that's another part. It's gonna be hard for me, right? Editing, cut it down.
Well, I entered one last year. That 4 minutes is because I storyboarded the whole thing, and I shot all my video and then had to go back and reshoot because I didn't turn the camera on or something. But, and, but
Can't
I had
relate.
all this footage, and to get it into that 4 minutes, man, that was tough. Obviously I didn't make the finals because Gio Elmo, he took my spot. Part of that is, and it was interesting for me that after they announce and they give you the stats of the contest, there were 49 entries from 15 or 16 different countries. And then as you look through how many entries from the countries and things, I think they like to spread the love. You know, they're trying to be inclusive. So I think even though there's maybe 20 vloggers from the US, they're only going to pick so many from the US and so many from each other country, just so that it's, I
think that's a good idea, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's good to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Because as I watched the reel, I'm like, I think my video was better than that one. But but I understand you want to be inclusive and include the different countries, so it's not like, well, if you're in the US, you're going to make it in. If you're from a foreign country, you're not.
It brings in people from other countries too, wanting to watch it more too, and maybe encourage them to also add for next year. Are you going to do another one this year?
If I can find the time, I've got time. It's just prioritizing. At least you have yours on paper. Mine is all up here yet, and I've got 2 different ideas. You can enter two videos. I would not have enough time to shoot 2 videos, but I do have an idea for one, because really the key is to be creative and to come up with a different idea. I don't know if you saw the blog they did on the GIF entries. They're like, what kind of things should you do? And they're like, the FTF run. Yeah, it's been done.
Yeah.
I think it's been done to death myself. But so the key is to come up with an idea that's different, unique, and I think Gio Elmo, you a guy, I guess, I don't know, but Gio Elmo's video was it was the view from the trackable, and then there was the stop motion with the Legos one. I don't remember whose that was, but it's different, so it gives you a different view of geocaching. So I think that's the key, is to find that niche.
I did a music video 2 years ago, which I was pretty proud of, but it didn't make it. But I liked it. I had a lot of fun putting it together.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was a gift submission.
Yeah.
Why did that make it? Like, has there ever been a music video on there before?
No, that's why I thought. I was like, well, it's like it should make it, right? It had Joshua's in it. So Geopat, do y'all remember Geopat? He used to vlog.
What happened to him, man?
He traveling the world.
Kind of moved on. Yeah, he kind of decided to do some other things. But I used to love watching Geopat's vlog. And it's one of those things, like we were talking about earlier, is some people connect, or some of your fans will connect with you, and they want to see, you stand and do whatever. I mean, obviously they'll get bored if you don't do something interesting. But for me, I have certain ones that I love to watch, and I try to mix in periodically somebody I've never watched before, to try to see if it's, Neil was talking about earlier, you can't watch them all, but I try to always catch the ones that are sort of my personal ones that I'm a fan of. And then now I try to catch another new person or somebody who's been doing it for a while and try to, but yeah, the gift thing, I don't know. I wish they would do more. They would allow more finalists. I don't know how you would do it though. You got to show them all.
That's gonna be tough on them anyway. Just trying to cut it down to the ones that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year after they announced the finalists, because you don't get any feedback. Like you submit your video and it's like, thank you. And then you wait and it's like,
Yes.
what's going on? Oh, I didn't make the finals. They don't tell you, hey, you didn't make the finals because. So I sent an email and I said, hey, did I get disqualified for some reason? Because there's a pretty long list of rules of what can and can't be in the video, and there's some branding issues that they have in there. I just wanted to make sure I didn't do something that cheesed them off or disqualified me for some reason. So I asked them, they're like, oh no, we loved your video. It was funny and everything, but there was a lighting issue and a volume issue or something. I don't know, but they're like, yeah, you didn't make it because of that. I'm like, okay, well, it'd be nice to get some feedback, as to how it went.
You can't submit that video again, right? Like,
Nope.
yeah, once
it's unless you can submit it if you redo it. Like if you're disqualified or whatever for some reason, you can redo the video and make the changes so that it qualifies, and then you can resubmit it the next year. But that's the only way you can use the same video.
so much pressure. Is anybody in the chat gonna do a gift?
There've been a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I saw someone that say like, yeah.
Schlackner says he's working on one.
Schlacknar, yep, I saw that.
So I've got a question for the chat room. Hackliva, you posted a photo recently of a geocache that you went for in Canada. You and 3 other people. Was that clothing optional?
Oh boy.
Hey now.
Can't see her facial reaction right now. She probably turns all red.
People keep asking me and I keep laughing.
That's her response. She's laughing right now.
I didn't know they had one in Canada. I knew there was one in Florida, and I think there's one in Wisconsin.
Yeah, there's one in Wisconsin.
Free spirited, yes.
Yeah, the one in Wisconsin is only about 15 to 20 minutes away from the West Bend Cache Bash, so it gets hit a lot during that time of the megas there. So.
Wow.
Interesting, probably group shots around that time.
Well, what made me think of that was Geopat, one of his videos. Yeah. And they did the one in Florida, and then I had seen that Hackliva had posted the photo on Facebook. So it's getting to be a more popular type of cache. For me, I'd want that to be one of those AR caches where you do the video and it swings on me and I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something,
Now, I know, like Neil, you guys do probably 90+% of your videos are showing other people's geocaches. Do you ever feel like you want to put out a cache in such a way so that it's makes it into a, like, do you do the reverse? I have an idea for a video, but I can't find a cache for it. So you like, I go hide this cache so I can film it, so I could like reversal.
I'm fortunate in that the area where I'm at, we have a geocacher here. I call him our own West Virginia Tim, because he watches all of Tim's videos, and you've probably, if you've watched all my videos, which if you've watched all 202 of my videos, I have featured some of his caches on there, and so I don't have to worry about Jason and I. Well, that was a different geocacher, but Jason and I did a gadget cache when he was here in Michigan, and it took us an hour.
Yeah, you're talking about Berlin?
Yeah,
yeah, that
was definitely a 2-person cache. So I'm not lacking for interesting caches around here. We've got lots of them.
I got to admit, I've actually filmed my own caches and pretended they weren't for a few of my videos.
Oh, and you pretended? Oh, Jason.
Hey, need some content?
Okay.
And I don't have to ask.
Oh man, this cache is the best I've ever seen.
He didn't do that, but
And I didn't need permission, so it was all right.
All the
That's
favorite
true.
points I got. I'm dumping right into this cache right here.
That's right. Yeah.
So
And
I
when you
got
clear out an area, I got about a 60-mile area where it's pretty much cleared out. So if I
Mhm.
want to make a video about something, it's like, where do I go?
Where you gonna go? Yeah, that makes sense.
well, I gotta give Jason kudos on one of his videos that apparently I guess he filmed it before Joshua filmed his, but the blue TARDIS
Oh yeah.
video that when he stepped inside and cut away into the grocery store, I about lost it. And walking around the grocery store inside this blue TARDIS, so that has to be one of my top favorite videos of
Oh, thank you.
all the videos I've watched.
That's a good question. Does anybody have a video they're most proud of on their channel?
I think
don't
mine
know.
would be.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what I'd say.
I think mine would be my gift submission from last year, and probably my video that's going to be coming out Thursday morning. It's not all that great, but I actually thought through the video, and so I think it's one of my better ones.
I think my Geowoodstock video that just came out a few weeks ago was pretty good. I got some good reception from it. And also there's a video that I put out last fall, Challenge Cache Heroes. It's where I kind of played a superhero role, and I went around on 4 challenge caches, but I narrated the whole thing. I thought that turned out pretty well as well, and looking to maybe do another one of those later on in the year, maybe.
Jamie?
I know. I don't even know, right?
She got quiet all of a sudden. When's Jamie quiet? That's amazing.
Here's the thing. I'm not completely happy with any of my videos yet. Okay?
Oh, that's
no,
not.
and that's
come on.
I'm really hard on myself. Like there's aspects that I like to certain ones. Like for example, like the Terrain 5 one I did. That was kind of, I enjoyed that. But watching it back, I'm like, oh, I should have did this or I should have did that. I'm always going to over critique my stuff. The caving one was fun because that was like, oh, geez, a unique perspective. The one I did where I think it was the story where I talked about how I adopted Percy. I just like the drone stuff that I did in that one. Anytime I get to fly the drone,
she's in.
Yeah.
That's always
You had one. It's been a while back now, though. It may how time flies. It was a little bit longer video, but you went out. I think it was a multi that you did, and you were like way out at some abandoned structure, and then you're like, it was like, is she going to find all the parts to this multi? I mean, you did, but it took you guys a while to make it all the way.
Oh, God. Was that the one where there was like giant holes in the ground? I had no idea what they were. God, that was scary. That felt like something dead in that random structure that was out there.
Right. Yeah. That was a great video.
But
so, Walter, the geocaching ham says it. I think. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Forgot about that one, didn't you?
Yeah. See, those are the so ones like that, right? Like so, even like that abandoned structure. That I had no idea that was going to be out there. Those are ones where I wish, like, I just said, you know what, scrap it. Let's think something through and then go back and film it really well. Because I never know what I'm going to run into. But the It one, that was one that Rory and I took the time to plan. And thank God he is such a trooper about it. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And even with that, he was even over critiquing it with me too, like, oh, we should have shot this again. We should have done this a little bit better. But we were, what I don't think anybody knows if I talked about this. We actually had the neighbor kept coming by asking me if I was okay. I guess I must have looked like a mess.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, and I showed him my camera. I'm like, I'm just filming. Like, I'm just having fun. He's like, okay. And then the cops showed up later. But the cops, I don't think knew what they were looking for, because at that point I'm just kind of like way off from where I originally was, but they were definitely driving by after that.
So you just tell them that you're clowning around.
Yeah.
Oh, but
that was a Zach pun.
That is a Zach pun.
That was good.
Those are the ones I like. I like when I can actually plan what I want to do. But how much you guys do that though? I mean, how often are you planning what you're going to film compared to just going out there and just seeing what's going to happen?
Yeah,
More planning or more winging it?
Somewhat.
What was that, Jason?
I kind of somewhat plan. Every now and then I'll get an idea, like the Challenge Cache Heroes one I mentioned earlier, and I knew that I wanted to do the Giga event video. There's another one I planned recently that I thought turned out pretty well. But for the most part, I know that I'm going to go out and shoot an area or an event or something like that, but it's kind of just winging it, really, for the most part.
Yeah,
which is good. I mean, that's got to be hard to do for you guys. I mean, we watched the Joshua video, which was, I know he had a plan to do this video, him and Reese, but it didn't work out. They had to fill the water thing 3 times, and it's like, but he kept filming. I mean, he filmed it all and put it together, and to me, it's one of my favorite ones because it just didn't go right. It didn't go well. But
that's film gold right there.
Some of those are probably the funniest ones, and yeah, people are mentioning about Kaity. Kaity going into the put this hazmat suit on. Yeah, I mean, obviously she planned part of that, but
yeah, the other one that I planned out that I just forgot about was the one where I was so confused, and I played the role of several other geovloggers in the video, and I was kind of confused as which one I was. So that one turned out. Yeah, that was pretty well planned.
Yeah, I think probably my best ones are the ones that I planned, like the one with Johnny Cash, spending the day with him, the day I cached with Jason. Those are things that I have in my head. I know how I want them to go. I don't necessarily write them down, but I know in my head how I'm going to play that out. And those always end up being, I feel, my better videos. But the nature of the game of geocaching, you don't know what you're going to find when you get there. So how can you plan your video around geocaching unless you know exactly where you're going and what to expect, like a gadget cache, or like my video tomorrow or Thursday, which you'll find one.
So do you find that you mostly will find the cache first? Like, do y'all cheat on your vlog?
No, mine's pretty much my real reaction. Like, I do cut out a lot of me just stumbling around for like 30 minutes trying to find something that's obvious. Like, we're usually right in the open.
Right.
Unless I'm with Rory. Rory's like, it's right there. And I'm like he finds them so quick. It's not even, the game's not even challenging for him at all. He's just like, it's right there.
As a viewer, I don't think that's a bad thing to do it that way. I don't know if you want to do it every time that way, but like you said, but you don't. You have a lot of film. You got a lot of video to cut through if you really get lost and not sure what you're doing.
No, sometimes I'm like it's just out in the open. Like, we have a lot of ammo cans here in Georgia, so sometimes you're just walking to an area and you're like, okay, turn on the camera, and then my reaction will be as I get closer to it and like truly what's inside. But those will be the ones where I technically already found it before I turn the camera on.
Yeah, if I know that I'm going to be out, like like the North Country Trail ones that I do occasionally, I'll just turn the camera on and I video as I'm walking out there, and if I see something up, take some B-roll of the river or the ducks or geese or whatever, and then I video right up to me finding the cache and reaching in for it, and I do everything naturally, but then I'll go back and say, okay, let's do it again. Let's put the camera over here and tie it to the tree, and then I'll go back and do the exact same thing again. So now I can cut my video so you're not just bouncing around in the woods with me. You're actually, you see me coming into it, you watch my hand go in and grab the cache, and then you get it's what we talked about at the summit was changing the view, the scene every 5 seconds, so that people aren't like, okay, we've been watching that bush for 10 minutes while you're going around in there. So it's the first time through, it's all natural, and then it's go back and take the B-roll or take some different angles of the same action.
Yep.
And I do too. I know Jason's good at that, because when we spend the day together, he was always constantly putting his camera phone someplace taking video or, dragging it on the ground to, whatever to get different angles. And he's very good at that in his videos, showing you different angles and not just camera in your face.
Thank you.
I'm distracted by the chat over here. Sorry.
That's all right. Anybody left in there? It's been almost 2 hours. Can you believe that?
I wonder
That's awesome.
if anybody actually stays and watches this the whole way on the replay if they missed it. You should leave a comment below if they did. If you missed it.
If I weren't part of this and this happened and I didn't get to catch it, I would watch it at work, or I'd at least listen to it at work, because there's some parts of my job where I'm just monotonous, repetitive work, and so I would put in my earbuds and listen to it. So
That's what I do with Geocache Talk. That's why I catch it on the replay.
Thanks.
Just have it playing like while I'm doing my job. It's nice to have it's good to have something going on sometimes in your headset, while you're working.
Supernaut still here, midnight madness, baby.
Midnight.
There's some real warriors out there, huh?
Pete wants to win something. Pete wants scattered.
Oh yeah, you forget about Owain Borman over there. He's it's coming up on 3 a.m. He's still around.
Go to bed, man. You young people.
Wait, the idea is to keep viewers, Neil, not to push them away.
Everybody get lost. What are you doing here?
Right.
Yeah, Daniel's still with us. So
Daniel's still right with you, buddy.
Yeah,
we're right with you too, Daniel. I got a comment about Daniel, by the way. I love the interaction. If y'all watched a lot of Daniel video, especially with Geo Paul, and the two of them together, it's gold. It's just gold, Daniel. I'm telling you, man. The two of y'all together, it's hysterical. I watched one. It's been a little while back when I had Geo Paul on the show. I talked about y'all doing the multicache at the airport, and it's just fun. Certain people together, like you're talking about collaborations, and I know you guys don't get as much opportunity to do stuff like that, but oh man, it's fun to see some of the collaborations that people do.
Little bromance going on there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Well, they are coming to Fort Worth, and we're supposed to share a bed, so nothing,
Just remember that Dan had the video during the wintertime.
Oh, I know where that's going.
That is crazy.
That will not happen. He's gonna have to wear a onesie, because that's not gonna happen in Fort Worth. Sorry, buddy. I don't care what videos you're trying to make. We ain't doing that.
All right. So hey, I just figured out how I'm gonna give away this multi-piece geocoin.
Oh yeah.
The first person in the chat room to come up with Bob Billy's address. I actually mentioned it early on.
That's true.
You can come up with Bob Billy's address, and there's actually kind of two parts to that, but let's say the number.
Like geocaching.
There we go.
Wow.
There you go.
Walter the Geocaching Ham. Good job.
Wow.
3434. Wow, that's cool.
Second or third trailer past Ruby's?
First trailer past Ruby's, that's right.
First trailer. Okay.
Is it Eves? He was at our summit. Is it how do you pronounce his name? Eves? The other French. He said your basement, which is pretty funny because that's true. But
I call him
Ives.
Ives.
I'm sorry.
Sunpookie?
Yeah. I put his thing back here, by the way, buddy. I got your little. I don't know if you can see it.
I thought I recognized that.
See, I got it back here. I got the sticker back here.
I remember he taught me how to say that. Le chien mordu.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't even know what that means. So.
Yeah, he says it's pronounced Eve. So I'm pulling the curtain back a little bit. There's a curtain. I look like a homeless guy when I do my podcast. By the way,
look at my beautiful knot curtain here. Some blanket that Rory put up.
Mine is purposely positioned so you don't see all the mess around me.
That's awesome. I like Jason's in a very much. He looks like he's like in a boot, like a studio, like a real studio.
I'm just in my dining room, actually.
It looks cool though. You got perfect lighting.
Yeah, there's a chandelier right above me here.
You got good lighting. It's not always easy. Some people don't do well with that.
So I just need to say to Walter, the geocaching hammer, whatever that is,
Mhm.
if you can email me your address and I can mail this to you. My email is neil.more@gmail.com, and that's KNEEL.MORE@gmail.com.
Might want to put it in chat too, just so you copy paste.
Hey, Bob Billy, can you put that in the chat for me? Yeah, I think I can do that, Mr. Neil.
Awesome. I like Michelle's comment. She says, or Michael's, sorry. Michael's comment is, Ruby's a trailer park diner or a boiled peanuts shop. A lot of people don't know what down Jamie's way they do boiled peanuts.
Never heard of it until I came down here. I finally had my first boiled peanut. Yeah, recently.
Mike
Those are
actually
gross.
lives in the Tennessee area, Knoxville area, so he's familiar with that area down there.
Yep, that's funny. Sorry, Michael. It's getting late. I'm looking at it going. It's Michael Moeller. Sorry.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up so everybody can go to bed. It's 10 o'clock my time. Jason's got to get up early. He's got to start work at 5 a.m. So
That's true.
I got to get up at 5 a.m. But
don't you work at home?
Jason gets up way earlier than I do. Yeah, I work at home, but I still got to get up.
Dude, that was
Work in my
coming.
sleep.
All right. Well, hey, I'm going to wrap this up, and thanks everybody in the chat room that's still there and isn't there anymore. This was a lot of fun. I had a great time. It's kind of like an all-nighter thing for me. But we've definitely got to do this again. We'll get some other vloggers on here to chat around. Hopefully Joshua will let us do this like once a month or something maybe. So if you all start sending Joshua emails.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure and an honor to be here with everybody and talking geocache and videos and taking questions for everybody. So thanks for having me on.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Final words?
Sorry, I'm like really about to fall asleep. It's way past my bedtime. No, yeah, same thing. It was such a pleasure. I really hope we do get to do this every month. I can't wait to see who's able to participate in this. And I really appreciate those that did swing by in the chat, because you always worry, like, is anybody even gonna care? Anybody gonna watch this? So I appreciate everybody that is watching and responding right now. And thanks, I guess, Neil, for putting all this together, and Gary making sure that we didn't mess it up too bad.
Yeah.
Well, this was like Joshua's idea. He's like, I'm going to be in Germany, so somebody needs to make sure things happen on the GCNW page and make sure videos get put in the right place. So he said, maybe do a live video. So this is really his idea, and I just happened to be the one. He's like, I trust you, and I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Thanks for the invite to Neil. I definitely feel, I know some people are like, what's the podcaster doing on there? Why is he talking? But I do feel part of, I feel part of the family, which means a lot to me, because I'm like I said, I'm like a fanboy, because I love watching all, so many of the vlogs, and it was so great that to meet everybody. And I was able to, give you a little bit there, Neil, but your leadership is what really made this a lot of fun tonight. So again, thanks again.
Thanks. That means a lot.
I love you, man.
All right. Well, if anybody that's still in the chat, if you can come up with something that we could actually call this little thing, we're like trying to decide, what do we call this? But maybe somebody can name it for us, and we can talk Joshua into letting us do this again. So everybody,
did anybody figure out the secret way to win that X tag or nah?
I don't know. I'll have to check my email.
Uh,
Maybe I can do that.
just curious.
Let's check that out real quick.
What would Neil have that might give somebody a chance at winning?
Let's see. I can't see
yet.
anything because I'm checking my emails right now.
Hmm.
Oh, somebody. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 emails here.
You may have to do a little random.org or something if you want, or pick the first one.
Pick the first one here. REST Seekers.
Cool.
Discovered it.
I thought you were going to sing an Aretha Franklin song.
Yeah.
Yes, he started to.
RESPECT. REST Seekers
Suck it to me, suck it to me.
says this was discovered in central Pennsylvania while watching a vlog.
I love it. It's the longest vlog ever.
Let's see what discovered from Northeastern Penn watching the vlog. Thanks for sharing. Bill and Ikena met her in watching the live cast on the GCNW and was admiring the baseballs behind you when I noticed the TB code. I missed the obvious sometimes. Thanks for sharing. And T Wobbles discovered on the While the Cat's Away GCNW broadcast.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to do a random because I got 4 of them. The first 2,
Yep.
it's hard to say whether it was during this because I've had that in a couple other videos. So I'll do a random draw and we'll announce that a little bit later. So
That's good. I'm glad somebody at least figured it out. So
yeah.
that's cool. I wasn't, you don't know, but yeah, they.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That was my secret way. So if you see
Observant.
the code up here, that's my mirror. Boy, this mirror stuff is weird.
Yeah, like
So.
Gary, didn't you say you guys have like codes hidden on your website and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've
yeah,
got.
I'm like trying. I'm like,
We
I
got some
don't know.
Yeah, we have a few Easter eggs out there. There are some trackables on the website, and of course I've got this thing behind me that
I got that one.
I know.
Wait.
Very good.
Isn't that one also in Treasure though too?
Yes, this is the same number. It's in Treasure. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It's like the only one I think I could find.
I've got 9 of them.
There's
no,
9.
the Treasure ones.
I've only found 8, which really frustrates me because I've seen that movie a billion times. Do you really? I'm missing one.
One is a typo, and but I wrote down the spot that it's in, so I just got to go back to that spot.
Go back and watch it.
I thought I found one in there, and I typed it in, and it wasn't even a trackable number, but I thought it was, and I typed it in. It was somebody's trackable from who knows where, but it wasn't even actually a trackable that was supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah, that's what Chris said. He's like, there's an extra trackable in there that wasn't meant to be.
Oh wow!
So you found it.
Yay!
Way to go!
All right, well, let's wrap this up. I want to thank all you guys, Katie and Jamie and Jason and Gary. Thanks for doing this and being my guinea pig as I did this for the first time. And if I don't see you before Texas, we'll see you in Texas.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
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 That's for Katie.